Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. This is Snook at SRT, and today we're going to talk about the 5 things I absolutely hate about the RS5. Let's get into it. Okay, now before we start this video, quick disclaimer, I really do love the RS5, and these are just some sort of things that annoy me and could have been done better. They've done it before, so why couldn't they do it in this car? And on top of that, even if I knew all of these things that I knew before buying the car as well as after, living with it, I would still buy the RS5. Totally rad car. Okay, so let's start off with the fake vents. Over here, all of this is blocked off, and that happens as well on the other side. I mean, I understand that they want to make it pretty because, you can put your finger in there. But, I'm gonna let this slide, but still, could have done without that. Unfortunately, it doesn't end there. This being an Audi, it has more fake vents. So as you can see, the honeycomb design on the side is also fake. It's not a real vent, it's just there to look cool. It does look cool, but it would be nice if it was actually functional. And finally, at the back, the rear diffuser is fake, and the rear hex design is also fake. Not sure why Audi is doing that, but you get this on all models, including the RS6, RS4, like all of them. All of the RS models have this honeycomb design, and all of them have them just basically blocked off. On the inside, you also have fake AC vents. So this whole thing runs along nicely. I do like the consistency of it, but this is blocked off. And if you have a peek in there, you can kind of see it. It's hard to get on camera, but I can see it in person that is blocked off. And therefore absolutely no reason other than being consistent. One thing about these brakes is that they do squeak a lot. At lower speeds you can really hear them, and that's unfortunate because they're not carbon ceramics. I kind of don't understand why they do that, and I know that I'm not the only person suffering with that problem. Next up is the engines. We're having a look at the engine bay, and this engine is pretty sweet. It's got twin turbos in a hot V inside the block, so you don't get that much turbo lag, and you do get quite a bit of torque, which is nice. It really pulls. The only unfortunate thing is that it develops the same amount of horsepower as the previous generation V8. And with the competitors... Oh, there's dogs watching. Hello. And with the competitors coming out with more horsepower in their cars, I'm looking at you, BMW and Mercedes, it kind of is a letdown. Wish it did have a little bit more power just to be on par with those cars. It is... Where's the temperature? Why is it so hard to find? Wait. I usually have this issue. If I fasten my seatbelt... No. Sometimes it pops up on the dash. It was on the dash. Where is it? Do I don't get it in this view? I'm sure I do. Oh, nope. It popped out. It's 39.5 Celsius. Actually, it feels a lot more than that because of the humidity. Next up is the fact that this car has a soft limiter, and I hate it. I hate it with a passion. Why would you do this, Audi? Why? Dude, I paid extra for a sports exhaust, and I can't even listen to it. I can't listen to it while I'm behind the seat, but at least I can put someone in the car and rev it up while I'm standing outside. I can't hear it this way. It sounds like a fucking vacuum cleaner. Oh, I hate it! If I didn't want to rev my car, I would just get an electric car. They're coming, I know. Yes, everybody knows that you're all switching to electric cars, but at least give us petrol heads something to listen to while we still have the chance. Apparently they're doing it for emissions. Speaking of emissions, this car has the start-stop function, which honestly I do not mind. One, because that start-stop function is allowing us to have petrol engines for longer, and two, it doesn't really bother me that much. However, in this car, it does bother me because I get to a red light and the car switches on and off 3 times during that red light. I mean, why can't it last longer? Just put a little bit more juice in there. It's not like you guys don't know how to make batteries. I mean, you got the e-tron, GT e-tron, RS e-tron, Taycan. It's literally the same car. So why couldn't you make it last a little bit longer instead of me looking like an idiot, like I'm dropping the clutch in traffic every single time? We have rockets landing on their own, yet we cannot come up with a material that doesn't leave fingerprints all over the car, and then it ends up looking like the surface of the goddamn moon. Oh, you knew this was coming. You knew that I was gonna talk about the behemoth of a design failure that is the infotainment system. I mean, look at this. I mean, I got no issues with it being here. But Audi in the past had them in the dashboard so they would raise up and down whenever you needed to, and it was nicely integrated into the car, right? And I know that everything is changing and so on, but that technology is there, so you wouldn't really have to spend that much money to put it in other models. But no. We decided to make a gloss black panel right here that doesn't fit anywhere else. I mean, look, there's this bump here. There's this I mean, they could have continued it all the way there. I mean, stick with the program. What is this? This looks like an afterthought. This looks like something the Chinese would do. However, their interiors are more thought out. Well, sorry about that, guys. Getting a bit angry there. Last thing, actually, this is more than 5. This is going horribly wrong, but the emotions took over. The last thing is the Google Maps implementation when I'm using Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. If you use that, you get the maps on the screen over here, which is nice. It's really cool to use. I always use that because the stock maps in any car are going to be basically out of date in the next month because that's how fast they build over here. But unfortunately, you can't put that in the virtual cockpit. In the virtual cockpit, you still have this same old Audi MMI navigation. And as you can see, in the Audi MMI navigation, my street does not exist. However, in Google Maps, it's right there. And I can see how that will just be inconsistent and start to piss me off the longer I have the car. Of course, you can update these maps and so on, but I just feel like Google does them much better. So those were the 7, 8 things that I don't like about the car, but honestly, the reason why I get so angry is because I absolutely love this thing. It is fantastic. It met and exceeded all my expectations, especially now that I've got the engine running properly and I can actually launch it. So we're getting closer to do that big review that I was talking about a couple of videos earlier. I don't even know when that was. I'm super grateful to have a car like this, and honestly, I wake up every day smiling, just, excited to go for a drive. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to smash that like button. Let me know what you think about the RS5 as well, and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos with that bell notification button. Peace, take care.